Yo, peace was good. Welcome to the song my CD collection. This is part 104. Holy shit, 104. I just want to give a shout to all the supporters, all my subscribers, my supporters that's been with me over the years. You know, I'm much appreciated, man. I really appreciate you guys, man. Without you guys, I wouldn't be the person I am today as far as like YouTube wise and stuff like that, man. And I've learned a lot, you know, from you guys, and I really appreciate it. Even though there might be times where you might disagree on certain things, but it's all love, and you live and learn. You learn from each other, and that's why I get out of that. But enough of that. Give a shout out to the usual suspects: Mike Sears, Ross Hartley, Killer Tapes 93, Freddie Lugo, you know, John Dixon, Junkyard Dog, shout out to you guys, you know what I'm saying? And the rest of your crew, all your peeps, man, that you know, that's always, you know, looked out for me and stuff like that. Alright, without further ado, show you guys some CDs that I copped over the holidays, you know. I was gonna wait for some CDs, other CDs, but like, you know what, let me just, whatever I have enough right now to do a CD collection video. So without further ado, let me show you guys the first CD of the video. Rakim's third solo album titled The Seventh Seal, released in 2009. You guys should know who Rakim is. I did a review on of pretty much all the evergreen Rakim albums. I did a review on his second album, the Master album, in 1999. That one was kind of it was alright, and could have been a lot better. And there's other albums I gotta review. Like I have to review this album eventually, and his first solo album, the 18th Letter, that came out in '97. All right. The story with this album is that Rakim, you guys probably know that he was at one point signed with Aftermath Records with Dr. Dre, Dr. Dre's record label. So, you know, he was under Dr. Dre, recorded some material, things like that. The stuff never materialized due to creative differences between the two. And so, because, you know, Dr. Dre and Rakim, they have totally different styles, so it's just not gonna work, you know what I mean? That which doesn't mean a lot. It could work, you know, but just egos, you know, involved and stuff like that, you know, could have been a lot to do with it. But Dr. Dre was nice enough to let Rakim keep the sessions that he did with him, and he was eventually gonna put that album, put like some of the songs he did with Dr. Dre, put it on this album, but you know, Rakim decided he wanted to record new material. He wanted that New York sound, that like more melodic New York sound, and this is how this album came about. Right? I know there's I think 1 or 2 singles, but I know the biggest song on the album is "Holy Are You," which uses the Holy Thursday song with David Axelrod, rest in peace, Electric Prunes, stuff like that, uses that sample. That's been used a lot. That was actually pretty good, stuff like that. Overall, this album was okay. It wasn't, like, mind-blowing. It wasn't, you know, it was just the production. I just feel like it was too... He was trying to modernize the album in the sense, like, production-wise. He was trying to keep up with the times, what New York was going at the time, back in 2009. And to me, it just didn't work for Rakim. I mean, obviously he has dope lyrics, you know, the lyrics, that's never going to stop. But it was the production. I just feel like some of the production didn't really fit him. But that's just my opinion. But, yeah, album could have been a little bit better, but I'll definitely do a review on this someday, not sure when. But yeah, Rakim, The Seventh Seal, released in 2009. Get some water. Ooh. All right. Next album. Finally got my hands on this. When I found it, I was kind of shocked that I found it, but finally got my hands on it. It is Crucial Conflicts with their third album, titled Good Side, Bad Side, released in 1998. Crucial Conflict group based out of Chicago, Illinois. You know, known for their like tongue twisting, rapid pace rap, fast paced raps. Excuse me. Definitely reminiscent of, you know, Do or Die, you know, Twista, Bone Thugs and Harmony. So if you like that kind of hip hop, then you'll definitely enjoy Crucial Conflict. The big single of the album is Scummy. Like I said, this is their third album, and the reason why I said the third album is because, just like everybody else, I thought this would be their second album. It's not. It's their third album. Reason being is because they came out with an album called Crucial Times back in 1993. Would love to get my hands on that, but that's kind of rare. You know, stuff like this kind of hard to find, pretty rare. And you know, I don't think that album ever came out outside of the Midwest or even Illinois. I think it was like more of a regional thing, and that tends to happen a lot with certain albums and stuff like that. I think Crucial Times was definitely one of those albums, but I would definitely like to get my hands on that. I do have their other album, the Final Tick album that came out in '96. Very dope album. That was like pretty much that breakthrough album. That album was known for singles like Showdown and Hey, you know, songs like that. That's a pretty dope album. But one of my favorite songs on the album is Desperado off that album. Fucking love that joint. Good, dope album right here. You got songs like The Business, Scummy, the single, Too Bogus with 3-6 Mafia, Young Guns, Faceless Ones, Airplane featuring Do or Die, Come On, Back Against the Wall. I mean, this whole album is pretty dope. I mean, it's not as good as the Final Tick album, but I think this is pretty dope. Funny thing is, there's a trivia that I guess you guys want to share with you guys. There was a song called Swell Up that they recorded. And you guys might not be familiar with the name of the song, but I know you guys are familiar with the song. You guys heard it before. If you guys seen the movie Belly, the scene where Method Man and Rico, played by Tyrants Carnivores, that played Kane in Menace to Society, the scene where they're in the strip club and then, you know, Rico drugged Method Man's drink and shit like that, and then he found out, ended up, you know, shooting the bar, killing Rico and stuff like that. The song in the background being played was a song called Swallow by Crucial Conflict. And I'm like, yo, that song is dope. All these years, I thought that 3-6 Mafia made the song, because it sounded like something that 3-6 Mafia would have made, you know what I mean? Or, you know, something that, you know, somebody like in a No Limit camp would have done, you know, back, especially around that time. And I found out that it was Crucial Conflict, so, you know, I looked it up, you know, things like that. Couldn't find it on YouTube, couldn't find no file sharing websites or anything like that. And so I found an article, like an interview by Wildside. I think Wildside did the interview. I forgot. It's been a while since I read it, but he was pretty much saying like they made this song for the movie. You know, people's been going crazy with the song, including myself. And you know, it never came out. You know, it was only made for the movie. It was never on the soundtrack. It wasn't even on this album. It was just kind of a shame, because it would have. If it came on this album, I think this album would have fared very well, because I don't think this album. I mean, I think it was successful, but not successful as their breakthrough album, Final Tick. But yeah, man. He said they'll put it out someday. Not sure when. And that's one of the gripes I have with artists from the '90s, is that they have so much ill material that they're sitting in the vaults. But this whole fucking shit about, oh, when it's... Excuse me. Sorry about that, guys. But this whole thing about, oh, when it's ready, when it's... No, fuck that, man. Put that shit on now, man. Like, time waits for no man. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, I feel what they're saying, because I've had people ask me about B-Tape for years. But you know, it's like I wanted to make sure it comes out right. So I could kind of feel where he's coming from with that. But come on, man, like, you know, it's been out. Like, people have heard the album. I mean, heard that song. But you just people. Oh my god, if that song was on this album, I think this album would have fared well. In my opinion, I think it would have sold a lot of copies just based on that song. So, but that's just my opinion. But yeah, this is Crucial Conflict, Good Side, Bad Side, released in 1998. Next album, finally got my hands on this. Finally, Dr. Doom's debut album titled First Come First Served, released in 1999. Dr. Dooom is one of Kool Keith's alter egos. You know, he has a whole bunch of alter egos. And you have cats like, you know, Black Elvis, you know, Dr. Octagon, Dr. Dooom, Jackie Jasper, you know, people like that. You know, just a whole bunch of other people, man. The story with this album is that, you know, Dr. Dooom ended up killing, you know, Dr. Octagon, and this replacing Dr. Octagon for Dr. Dooom. Alright? So that's how this came about. I love the production on this album. It's really dope. Production is done by the Diesel Truckers, Kool Keith, Kurt Master Kurt. You can't go wrong with Kurt Master Kurt, man. I mean, that dude, Kurt Master Kurt, excuse me. Yeah, his production is fucking crazy, man. Even Kool Keith's production is dope. A lot of people don't really know that he does his own beats. Yeah, I mean, like in the intro it says Who Killed Dr. Octagon. That's the intro. That's pretty interesting. I mean, you got songs like No Chorus, Apartment 223. That's my shit. I love that beat. Definitely has like that mad scientist lab kind of vibe to it. Very dope. Love that joint. I Run Rap. Who else? No, I'm sorry, Jackie Jasper. That's another dude. That's not Dr. Dooom. I mean, that's not Kool Keith. Somebody else. Excuse me. You Live at Home with Your Mom. Housing Authority with Motion Man. Shout out to Motion Man. I think he's from like Oakland and San Francisco, but I know he's from the Bay Area. Welfare Love. Dr. Doom's in the Room. Call the Cops. Bitch Get No Love. Body Bag. Leave Me Alone. I mean, this whole album is fucking sick, man. Very, very dope. It's definitely a cult classic. It's an album that, you know, a lot of heads love and fear by. Really love this album. Yeah, very, very dope. Very underrated. If you can find it, definitely pick it up. I know it's out of print, so if you can find it, definitely pick it up. Goes for a little bit of money, but not too much. It's probably like in the teens. I've seen it like almost like $10 and up. So expect to pay that unless you find it like at a, you know, like a secondhand store or something like that. Then definitely pick it up. And you probably get it much cheaper. I mean, you got this dude, you know, holding a hamburger. You see a big ass cockroach right there. Like this nigga here, Kool Keith, man. Dr. Dooom, First Come First Served, released in 1999. Then we got Kool Moe Dee with Knowledge Is King. This is released in 1989. Kool Moe Dee, you guys should know who he is, from Harlem, New York. Known for his beef with LL Cool J and stuff like that. You know, it is what it is, man, with that. Song has 4 singles. The singles are They Want Money, I Go to Work, All Night Long, and there's a song called Let's Go. But sadly, it's not on this album, on this version of the album. This is the US version of the album. If you want the song Let's Go, you would have to get the UK version of the album, which fucking pisses me off. I hate when artists do that shit, man. Like, what the fuck is up with that, man? Like, ugh. Fucking pisses me off. I don't get that, man. But anyways, getting back to this album, pretty cool. You know, definitely has like that New Jack Swing kind of vibe. You know, with Teddy Riley doing the production, you know, Kool Moe Dee doing the beats and stuff like that as well. You know, pretty decent album. Not as good as Funky Funky Wisdom, which I have in a collection. I showed you guys that before.
Hey, listen up.
Sorry about that. Yeah, so like I said before, not as good as the Funky Funky Wisdom album, which I think is his best album. But yeah, the song Let's Go, yo, he goes in on LL. There's one of the, I think it's like the third verse of the song. The song is pretty long, and there's a part where he uses LL's abbreviations towards him. He says, lackluster, lower level, low life. You know, like he just goes in on that shit. But it was so clever the way he did it. It was really dope, and I really enjoyed that. But yeah, that's Kool Moe Dee. Knowledge Is King, released in 1989. Yeah. I'm about to go through these because I'm running out of time. Got Talib Kweli with Eardrum. This is his third album, released in 2007. You guys should know who Talib Kweli is. I showed you guys his Quality album. I showed you guys his album he did with High Tech when he was Reflection Eternal. That kind of thing. Very dope albums. The Beautiful Struggle, I did not like that album at all. I only like 3 songs off that album. This was definitely a step up compared to Beautiful Struggle. Yeah, the thing with this song, with this album, when I first heard it, I didn't really like it, and I heard it when it first came out, and it didn't really capture me. There was something about the album I didn't really like about it. It had dope beats, don't get me wrong, I like the beats, but it was just something about this album that just didn't really capture me. I didn't really like it. But then over the years, it kind of grew on me, and I really appreciate the album. And there are singles off the album. The singles are Hostile Gospel, Part 1, Deliver Us. I believe there's a video for that. Hot Thing featuring Will.I.Am. There's a video for that. Thought that was pretty cool. You know what I'm saying? This whole album is pretty dope, man. And earlier that year in 2007, like 2006 going to 2007, he had leaked the album. He had dropped the album with Madlib called Liberation, which is actually pretty good. Would love to get my hands on that album. Very, very, very dope. Definitely some of Talib Kweli's best material. Because Talib Kweli, to me, he's very hit and miss. Not too crazy about Talib Kweli like that. You know, unless it's like 90s Talib Kweli, you know, when he was a Black Star with Mos Def. When he used to mess with Mood is how he got his start, you know, before the Reflection Eternal. Reflection Eternal, obviously. So pretty much from like 97 to 2002 are my favorite years of Talib Kweli. That's when he reigned supreme. After that, he became very hit and miss, and then like his Twitter antics is like it's too much, man. It's like, yeah, it just bothers me. You know what I mean? But yeah, this album, Talib Kweli Eardrum, pretty dope album. This was released in 2007. Let's swig of water. Alright. Next album. The Brat's second album, titled Another Tantrum, released in 1996. Guys should know who she is. She's an MC she's originally from Chicago, but she's an Atlanta-based female MC or MC. Alright, known for her affiliation with Jermaine Dupri, being one of Jermaine Dupri's proteges. You know, pretty much JD pretty much had her under his wing, that kind of thing. You know, kind of groomed her and stuff like that. Really enjoyed her first album, Funkified. Just love the G-Funk production on that album, and that's pretty good, especially for JD, because I'm not the biggest JD fan, you know, especially his production. It's kind of hit or miss for me. You know, I'm just not too fond of it. Yeah, just wasn't too crazy about it. But with this album, a little bit different compared to the Funkified. The song, the difference with this album, it definitely has like a more R&B influence to it compared to Funkified. Like I said, Funkified had like a more West Coast kind of vibe. This had like a more R&B kind of vibe to it. There are singles off the album, Sitting on Top of the World, which I wasn't too fond of. You know, it just uses the Mary J sample. The Mary Jane sample from Rick James. No, the Mary Jane Girls, excuse me. Wasn't too crazy about that. I mean, that's been used so many times. The song Ghetto Love with T-Boz of TLC. That was pretty cool. My favorite songs off this album is Lyrical Molestation and Make It Happen. Those two songs, love that joint. Those two songs, those are my favorite songs of the album. Those, to me, are the highlight of the albums, in my opinion. Like I said, it has like a R&B kind of vibe to it, kind of reminiscent, like, you know, little influence of like Timbaland, especially Timbaland around that time in '96. If you guys heard the album, what's that album? 1 in a Million by Aaliyah back in '96, kind of has that vibe to it. So if you like that kind of sound, then you'll definitely enjoy this album. I've always liked this cover. You know, I remember seeing this in stores back in the '90s and stuff like that. I've always liked the cover. I thought it was pretty dope. But the thing with the Brat though is that, you know, a lot of people know her for her features. They don't really know her for her albums, and you know that could be a good thing. That could be a bad thing. You know, but you know it just depends on the person. But I highly recommend you guys check her first album, Funkified. Highly recommend it. Definitely a dope G-Funk vibe. Definitely has like a summer vibe to it. You know, definitely. After this, I'm gonna definitely go listen to that album again, man, because that was a dope album. But yeah, the Brat Anuthatantrum, released in 1996. Alright, I gotta get it going because it's running out of time. Got La Coca Nostra, another a brand that you can trust, released in 2009. Story with this out. Well, La Coca Nostra consists of 5 members. To make it easy for you guys, House of Pain add 2 more members. Slain and Ill Bill. You have La Coca Nostra. Bottom line, boom. Alright. Story with this album. This album was supposed to come out, I believe, back in 2007. But Everlast and Ill Bill was working on their solo album. I think at the time Ill Bill was working on the Hour of Reprisal album that came out in 2008. Very dope album. Don't have it. Need to get my hands on that. And Everlast was releasing his I forgot the name of the album. I think it's called The Ghost of Whitey Ford or some shit like that. It came out in 2008. So they had to push this album back, and they ended up working on more stuff on this album, and that's how this album came about. So pretty dope album, pretty decent. You got songs like I Am an American featuring Be Real, that's a single. That's Coke, that's a single. Fuck Tony Montana featuring Sick Jacket and Be Real. That was like a song, that was a kind of a single as well. Yeah, decent songs, man. Decent shit. Not my favorite. My favorite is actually their second album, The Masters of the Dark Arts, that came out I think like 2012, 2013. That was a dope album. I like that over this album, but that's just me, in my opinion. But yeah, La Coca Nostra, a brand you can trust, released in 2009. Next album is Pharoahe's third album, W.A.R, We Are Renegades, released in 2011. You guys always been wondering about that right there. Let me see if I can zoom in. Yeah. Sorry about that. Yeah. Pretty much this is this album right here. This is his third album. Like I said, came out in 2011. This is when he was signed with Duck Down Records. I saw him perform around that time because, like I said, Duck Down, they had that 15-year anniversary back in 2010, and you know Pharoahe was part of the lineup. Very dope live, and he performed some songs off this album. Singles off this album are Clap One Day featuring Showtime, Black Handstand featuring Styles P and Fonte. Dope song, love that joint. Shine was a single as well. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, when I first heard this album, I wasn't too crazy about it. You know, I guess it was because of the production. He was using like more live instrumentations off this album compared to like Internal Affairs. I'm just so spoiled from Internal Affairs. I just gotta realize that he's never gonna make an album like that ever again. So it is what it is, man. But I just enjoyed Internal Affairs for what it is. But this album right here, you know, it definitely grew on me, and I actually enjoyed the album. So it's actually pretty good. Yeah, We Are Renegades by Pharoahe, released in 2011. Alright, next album, Whoridas by High Times. This is a second album, released in 1999. I showed you guys this before. This is the edited version. I picked it up by mistake. You know, I was just like in a rush when I bought the CDs. I saw it, I was like, oh shit, Whoridas, whatever. King Son and Mr. Taylor are the members of the group. The singles off this album was Get Lifted and Dock Off the Bay. Not as good as the first album. This was okay. Just like the production on this album. Just kind of like that bad boy influence kind of beats and stuff like that. Just wasn't too crazy about that. It's Whoridas High Times, released in 1999. Next album is Royce the 5'9" Street Hop, released in 2009. Story with this album, he announced that he was dropping this album. He announced about this album back in 2006. And there's rumors of Royce the 5'9", DJ Premier doing the whole album, doing all the production. He was going crazy over it, me included. But then he had to push this album back because he had DUIs and stuff like that. He had some legal troubles and stuff like that. And I think around that time is when he entered. I think it was around this time or after this time is when he entered rehab and stuff like that. 'Cause he's alcoholic, and and then there were some songs that he recorded for another album that he was supposed to drop called The Revival. But that ended up getting leaked on the internet, and so he put it out as a mixtape. So that never came to fruition as far as an official album. And next you know, he started working on some albums. Some of the songs on the album, and they came to this album right here. DJ Premier is the executive producer of the album. The thing with this, with the executive producer is he or she is a person that chooses the beats, that chooses the sequence of the album, how it's arranged, how it's made, the picture, all of that. Okay, that's the executive producer. Prime example, Mobb Deep's her Blood Money. A lot of people's going crazy, especially including myself, was bitching about the production. It's like how it felt more like a 50 album. Well, that's because 50 Cent was actually the executive producer on the album, and at the time I didn't even understand that. But then as I got older and I started learning more into production, and I started learning more about the terms and stuff like that, now I understood that, and that's why Blood Money sounded the way it did. And case may be in the case, same thing with this album. You know what I'm saying? But this is a better album, obviously. The singles off this album are New Money, Shake This. I think that's it. But those are the singles. I know there's another one, but I can't think of it. But I know New Money and Shake This was a single, so those were the singles as well. Very dope album. Love songs like Shake This, Something to Ride To, Hood Love. Fuck it, the whole album is dope. I fucks with it. This is definitely one of his best albums. Royce 5'9" Street Hop, released in 2009. Then I want to give a shout out to my dude John Dixon for this. I've been trying to get this out for a minute, for years. Finally got my hands on this. Above the Law with Uncle Man's Curse, released in 1994. This is the OG pressing. It's not the reissue. Finally got my hands on it. Thank you, John Dixon, for this, because I've been trying to get this on for years. This album goes for a lot of money. Expect to pay like $40 for this album. 40 and up. You're paying at least 40 and up. So I got it. He hooked me up. Much appreciated for that. Thank you. And last but not least, shout out to my dude Junkyard Dog for this one. Mobb Deep with Hell on Earth. This is the OG pressing. It's not just the OG pressing. This is the European version. Difference with this one, besides obviously the hidden track On the Run, In the Long Run, it has Shook Ones Part 1. That's not on the commercial release. This is only on the UK version or on the European version. You only can get it. Same thing with Nas with It Was Written with Silent Murder. Same thing. You only can get that in the UK version or the overseas version. So finally, thank you, Junkyard Dog, for this. I'll definitely be doing a review on this album someday. It'll be with this version, so I'll pick it up. So I'll definitely do a review on this one right here. And that's it, folks.